Hello dear students, in this video I'll continue with Unit 3C, the differential equations. Here I will discuss about solving a differential equation and about the growth and decay models. First we will see the steps to solve a simple ordinary differential equation of first order and first degree. We know what is a simple ordinary differential equation. If differential equation, it has derivatives of one dependent variable with respect to only one independent variable, then it is called an ordinary differential equation. And if we have only the first derivative of y, that is if we have only dy by dx and the degree is also 1. Here we are going to see those differential equations which is of first order and first degree that can be solved. Now let us take the first case. If the given differential equation is of the form dy by dx is equal to f of x, that is a function of x. Now this differential equation, it can be expressed as dy equal to f of x into dx, and if we integrate both sides, we get integral dy equal to integral f of x dx plus c, the constant of integration. From this we get y is equal to integral f of x dx, then plus c. Now using integration we can find the integral of a function of x dx, and we can find the value of the solution for the given differential equation as y equal to integral f of x dx plus c. Now the second case, if the given differential equation is of the form dy by dx equal to g of y, that is a function of y. This differential equation can be expressed as dy by g of y equal to dx. So if we integrate both sides, we have integral dx equal to integral dy upon g of y plus c, or we have x is equal to integral dy upon g of y plus c. So this is how we can find the solution of the given differential equation if it is of this form. Now moving on to the next case, if the given differential equation is dy by dx equal to a function of x and y, and if the given differential equation can be expressed in the form dy by dx equal to phi of x into psi of y. If you are able to express this given function f of xy as a function of x into a function of y, then we can solve this differential equation easily. We can write this as dy by psi of y equal to phi of x dx. On integrating both sides, we get integral dy upon psi of y equal to integral phi of x dx plus c. Using integration, we can integrate this function and this function, and we can find the solution of the given differential equation. Here c is an arbitrary constant. So these are the different ways in which we can solve the given differential equation if it is of different functions of x and y. Now moving on, now we will see how differential equations are used in mathematical modeling. In real world problems, it involves rate of change of quantity. These problems can be described by mathematical equations, or these problems can be described by what we call mathematical models. If you see, such models have use in a range of applications like astronomy, medicine, social science, financial mathematics, and so on. These mathematical models are examples of differential equations. Now we will see the steps in this mathematical modeling. The first, we have the physical problem in hand. Then the next step is we have to formulate this physical problem in terms of a mathematical model. Then we have to convert this mathematical model into a differential equation. And then we have to solve the solve the problem, and finally we can interpret the solution. So these are the steps which is involved in the process of mathematical modeling. Now we will move on to growth and decay model. The mathematical model for exponential growth or decay, it is given by f of t. It is a function of t equal to a into e raised to kt, or y is equal to a into e raised to kt, where t represents time, a represents the original amount, that is the amount present at time t equal to 0, and then we have y or f of t represents the quantity of time t, quantity at time t, and k is a constant that depends on the rate of growth or decay. If k is greater than 0, then we call it a growth, and if k is less than 0, we call it decay. Now what is this growth model, what is decay model, you will understand while solving the examples. As already mentioned, if k is greater than 0, the formula represents exponential growth. So if we have y equal to a into e raised to kt, where k greater than 0, then we have exponential growth increasing. If k is less than 0, then the formula represents exponential decay. So here if we have y equal to a into e raised to kt, where k is less than 0, or we have y is equal to a into e raised to minus kt, then this represents exponential decay. Now moving on, here we will see some growth models. The first one is population growth. Suppose that P of t is the number of individuals in a population of humans or insects or bacteria having constant birth rate alpha and constant death rate beta. Then the rate of change of population P of t with respect to time t, it is given by dp by dt equal to alpha minus beta into p, or this is equal to k into p. Since alpha and beta are given by constant birth rate and constant death rate, we can have alpha minus beta as a constant k, where k equal to alpha minus beta, which is a constant. So which means we have dp by dt equal to kp, or we have dp by p equal to k into dt. Now this is a differential equation, and we can solve this differential equation in this way. So we can integrate both sides. So when we integrate both sides, we get integral dp by p equal to integral k dt. Or we have log p equal to kt plus c. Now this is log p to the base e. So from here we have p is equal to e raised to kt plus c, or it is equal to e raised to kt into e raised to c. So this e raised to c is a constant, so we can write p is equal to a into e raised to kt. So this is how we can use differential equations to develop the mathematical model. So the population growth model is given by this equation, p equal to a into e raised to kt. Now we will understand this in a better way using an example. Here is an example. In a certain culture of bacteria, the rate of increase is proportional to the number present. It is found that there are 10,000 bacteria at the end of 3 hours and 40,000 bacteria at the end of 5 hours. How many bacteria were present in the beginning? So here it is given a certain culture of bacteria. The rate of increase is proportional to the number present. That is, the rate of increase is proportional to its population. And it was found that there were 10,000 bacteria at the end of 3 years and 40,000 bacteria at the end of 5 hours. We need to find how many bacteria were present in the beginning. So here it is given dP by dt. That is, the rate of increase in the number of bacteria is proportional to the number present. So dP by dt. This is proportional to P, where P is the population of bacteria present, where P represents the population. So we have dP by dt equal to some constant K into P. So from this we get dP by P equal to K into dt. We can integrate both sides. So we get log P equal to Kt plus C. Now this is log P to the base E. So we have P is equal to e raised to Kt plus C, or it is equal to e raised to Kt into e raised to C. Now this e raised to C, it is a constant. We can have it as A into e raised to Kt. So here this population is a function of time. It is given by A into e raised to Kt. So here it is given, it is found that there are 10,000 bacteria at the end of 3 hours and 40,000 bacteria at the end of 5 hours. So when T equal to 3 hours, P equal to 10,000. So which means P of 3, it is equal to A into e raised to 3K, or 10,000 equal to A into e raised to 3K. Now let us mark this equation as 1 and this equation as 2. And then it is given at the end of 5 hours there were 40,000 bacteria, which means P of 5. This is equal to A into e raised to 5K. So here at the end of 5 hours we have P of 5 is equal to A into e raised to 5K. This P of 5 is given as 40,000. So this implies 40,000 equal to A into e raised to 5K. Marking this as equation 3. Now if we divide 3 by 2, we get 40,000 upon 10,000. This is equal to A into e raised to 5K upon A into e raised to 3K. So which means we get e raised to 2K equal to 4, or e raised to K the whole square equal to 2 square, which means e raised to K equal to 2. Here from 2 we can substitute e raised to K as 2. From 2 we have 10,000 equal to A into e raised to K, 3K is e raised to K the whole cube, or it is equal to A into 2 cube, which is equal to 8A. So from this we get A is equal to 10,000 upon 8. So when we divide 10,000 by 8, we get 1250. We get A as 1250. So the given equation we have from 1, P is equal to 1250 into e raised to Kt. Now we need to find how many bacteria were present in the beginning. So at T equal to 0, we need to find P. So when T equal to 0, P equal to 1250, into e raised to 0, or it is equal to 1250. Therefore, we have p of 0 equal to 1250. So, the number of bacteria present in the beginning was 1250. Now moving on to the next model, which is compound interest. A person deposits an amount A of t at a time t in years in a bank, and suppose that the interest is compounded continuously at an annual interest rate R. So here a person deposits an amount A of t in time t in a bank, and the interest is compounded at an annual interest rate R. We need to obtain the differential equation that governs the variation in the amount of money A in the bank with time t, and we can follow these steps. Now during a short time interval t, the amount of interest added to the account is given by, so during this short interval t, we have delta A is equal to R into A of t into delta t. So from here we have delta A upon delta t equal to R into A. If we have limit t tends to 0, delta A upon delta t equal to RA, or we have dA upon dt equal to RA. Now we have got a differential equation in A, where A is differential with respect to t. Now we can easily solve this differential equation. So this implies dA upon A is equal to R into dt. We can integrate both sides. So when we integrate both sides, we get log A is equal to RT plus C, where C is the constant of integration. So this is to the base E. So we have A equal to e raised to RT plus C, or it is equal to e raised to RT into e raised to C. So from this we have A is equal to A naught into e raised to RT, where A naught is the amount that was deposited initially at time t equal to 0. So this is how we can use this differential equation to develop the mathematical model for compound interest. Now we will understand this in a better way using an example. Here is an example. It's given Ms. Rajini deposited rupees 10,000 in a bank that pays 4% interest compounded continuously. How much amount will she get after 10 years? How long it will take for the money to double? So here, to understand it better, let me solve it again. So dA by dt equal to RA, or we have dA where A is the amount, T is the time, and R is the rate of interest. Or we have dA by A equal to R into dt. If we integrate both sides, we get log A is equal to RT plus C, or we have A equal to e raised to RT plus C. From this we have A equal to e raised to RT into e raised to C. This e raised to C is A naught. So A is equal to A naught into e raised to RT. Now at time t equal to 0, it is given Ms. Rajini deposited rupees 10,000 in the beginning. So at time t equal to 0, we have A equal to 10,000. So this implies 10,000 equal to A naught into e raised to 0, which means A naught equal to 10,000. Now we need to know how much money will she get after 10 years. Now coming to the first subdivision. For t equal to 10 years, R is given as 4%. R is equal to 0.04. We just now found A0 as 10,000. A0 equal to 10,000. Let us mark this as 1. From 1, we have A is equal to 10,000 into e raised to 10 into 0.04. Or we have A equal to 10,000 into e raised to 0.4. Now this e raised to 0.4, it is 1.49182. So the amount after 10 years will be 14,918.2. So this will be the amount after 10 years. If the bank pays an interest of 4% and initially 10,000 rupees was deposited. Now moving on to the second subdivision. How long it will take for the money to double? The first subdivision here, the second subdivision. Initially she deposited 10,000 rupees. So if the money doubles, then we have A equal to 20,000. So for A equal to 20,000, we need to find T. So again we have to use the same formula from 1. 20,000 equal to rupees equal to 10,000 into e raised to 0.04 into t. Now this t we have to find. So we have 2 is equal to e raised to 0.04 t. We can take log on both sides. That is, we have to take natural logarithms. So here it will be ln 2 will be 0.04 t. In many questions, the use of ln 2 will be there. So it is better to remember this value. The value for ln 2 is 0.693. So from this we have 0.693 equal to 0.04 into t. Or we have t is equal to 0.693 upon 0.04. So it is 69.3 upon 4. Or it is equal to 17.32. Therefore, t is equal to 17.325. So 17.33 years approximately. So here it is asked how long it will take for the money to double. So it will take 17.33 years approximately for the money to double. I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching.